Well, how fitting that the highest wicket taker, Usama Mir, in the tournament takes the final wicket of Mohammad Wasim Jr. to bowl Quetta out for 106 runs, giving the Sultans an extraordinary 79-run win and securing their top position on the table of the HBL Pakistan Super League 9. They certainly have been the form team of the tournament, and they do the business tonight against the men in purple. It really was an absolute thumping win for the Sultans, and to discuss everything that we've just seen, I've got fast bowling coach Kath Dalton with a massive smile on her face and Mark Butcher in the pitchside studio. Kath, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better way to finish off the round league of the comp, could you?
Absolutely not, and I think we're really happy to be away from Pindi, to be quite honest, to be somewhere that suits our conditions, while our bowlers and batters a little bit better, and we did an incredible job tonight, and so many standout performances, I think, from the boys.
Yeah, Butch, they got sent into bat. They absolutely made well use of those 20 overs. We thought at the innings break that it was going to be far too many, and the prediction was correct.
Yeah, probably not 79 too many, but yeah, I was astonished when Riley Rousseau said that they'd field first. And then having said that, it was wonderful to watch Multan Sultans go through their playbook, really, which is to get off to a steady start, not lose too many wickets, set the game up for the beasts at the back end. And they ended up, to my mind, probably about 20-25 over par, maybe, for the conditions. And then the fast bowlers, thanks to Kath here, of course, who takes all the credit, came out and did a wonderful job of just smashing away at a length on a difficult pitch to pick up length on, or at least to be able to score when you bowled over the top of off stump. And it was perfect cricket, really, absolutely perfect, and very, very worrying for the other teams in the playoffs, because all the games are going to be played here at Karachi, and as Kath said, it really suits the way Multan plays.
Oh, absolutely did, and we'll take a little look at the match summary of exactly how everything unfolded as well. Well, Multan Sultans, they were sent in to bat, and Mohammad Rizwan, ever consistent, 69 of 47 up the top. And Johnson Charles, he got an opportunity, Kath, and he's really making it count the last couple of games.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's probably the most relaxed man in world cricket. He's so chilled on the sideline, but he goes out there and he's so positive from the get-go, and that's what we love about him. We just wanted to give him as much opportunity to go and do that tonight. You know, sometimes it's not difficult against spin, but he did that, he executed, and he's a serious striker for cricket.
Yeah, some big sixes there, Bush.
He's a very, very strong bloke. You know, a couple of them had no right to go for six, really. That one over into the biggest corner of the ground. Nothing wrong with the ball whatsoever, and he just destroyed it off the back foot. And he's had 2 knocks in the comp so far. Brilliant swap for Reza Hendricks, and it's all going rather splendidly. And as I said, because they have that power down at the back end, Rizwan can go about his business in a calm way, allow them not to lose wickets, and then these guys go out there and hurt you.
Yeah, they did, and he's so consistent. Another 69 of just 47 balls today. Now, what kind of a captain is he, Kath? I mean, he's so consistent, and he seems to relish the opportunity of captaincy, and it seems to help his game rather than hinder it. He was brilliant once again tonight.
Oh, he's a fantastic character. He's a massive leader for us, and when he speaks, everybody does listen. And when you have that, I can't quite describe what it is. It's a character or leadership that he has, and he's just got it. Everyone gets around him. He's fantastic, isn't he? When he gets going with the bat, it does take him a little bit of time, but he sees himself in, and he can be really dangerous for us.
Yeah, Multan Sultans paving the way in the coaching panel as well. Obviously, 2 women for the first time in the coaching panel. You and Alex Hartley making really good inroads with your bowlers already. How receptive is he as of a captain, as including you in his plans as well?
Yeah, massively receptive. We've had a lot of meetings, and Rizwan is always asking our opinion and making sure that we are on side with what's happening, and that's really good, and that makes you feel so welcomed. And I've said this before, but we do feel like one big family, and I know that's a cliche thing to say, but it does really feel like that, and a win like tonight just binds us together even more.
Look, the Multan Sultans, Butch, they are a very successful franchise, particularly recently. Twice runners-up in a row. They finished top of the table again like they did last season. What makes them so successful in your eyes?
Well, I think leadership has to have a lot to do with it. I think, you know, the format lends itself, with players coming and going all the time and a constant churn of players, it lends itself to sort of players perhaps looking after themselves rather than sort of being a family, playing as a team. And I think Multan Sultans always seem to have that feel about them, that it's very much a one, all for one and one for all type affair. And that goes a very, very long way. You allow that to very, very good players, and you've got a pretty potent cocktail, very good coaching staff as well. It's an incredible thing, actually. I was going to ask you, Kath, about having two women in the dressing room like that. It's a very male-dominated arena still. How do you feel that you fit in, and how long did it take you to feel comfortable, and how long will the players take for the players to be comfortable with you?
Yeah, I think with any franchise cricket, it does take you a little bit of time as a coach just to build that rapport with players. You know, you don't want to dive in too fast and too early. But I've been very fortunate, Butch, that I've coached a lot of first-class and international players. And so my experience, I've been to Pakistan, this is my third trip. My experience has been, they've been brilliant. And they've been so receptive. And it is important, though, as a coach, you build that rapport first. You know, you don't want to just dive in straight away. And Alex and I have been received incredibly well from all the staff to the players, and we're having a nice impact, which is always helpful.
There's another reason why they're good. Because the players are receptive.
Absolutely, and that's wonderful to hear, and as they should be, because, you know, your bowling unit has responded absolutely beautifully to having you two in the change rooms. David Willey, the most successful bowler in the power play in the history of the game. He does the business once again. 3 for 22, got you off to the perfect start, because we know that Quetta, their top two, are the issue with the batting lineup.
Yeah, he's just so consistent with the ball. You know, every time Dave Willey gets the ball at the top of his mark, you're thinking he's going to take wickets. He's just so consistent, and he's a warrior for us. He's always just hammering that length. He bowled a fantastic Yorker earlier today. So he's just someone with so much T20 experience, and he's using that really well, not just for himself, but also for the group, which is great to see. He's our vice captain as well, but that leadership, I think, is so important in franchise cricket. Rizwan and Dave Willey together has been a fantastic partnership.
And Butch, I could see him in the field as well, kind of going, Aramse, like, calm down. Everyone was getting a bit overexcited when the wickets started falling and balls were kind of spraying a little bit, and just sort of taking everyone to have a breath, just, you know, relax, we've got this. And how important is that as well when it comes to secondary leadership on the field?
He's at that time in his career now where he's kind of, you know, all the international ambitions are gone. Now it's about going out there and enjoying himself as a cricket player, but also passing all the experience that he has gained over the course of his career on. And he knows perhaps more than anybody, you know, the ups and downs of being a professional cricket player. You know, he had some wonderful times with England, wonderful times with Yorkshire and Northampton and things, but also had times where he was being left out of teams, couldn't get a game. And having that sort of rounded experience of life as a cricket player, where it's not, where you don't get too high when things are good and you don't get too low when things are bad, is a great thing to have in the dressing room as well.
He's a very level head. You can just see it on the field. He never allows himself to get too over emotional, but, you know, he backs himself up with his performances time after time. But I want to ask you about Usama Mir as well. The leading wicket taker, the Faisal Mahmood cap firmly on his head after another 3 for 22 today. You know, 21 wickets in 10 games. It's good.
Yeah, it's outstanding, isn't it? You know, you couldn't ask for more. We've got 1 and 2. So I have to add that in as the fast bowling coach. But no, he's been outstanding. Listen, he didn't have a good day 2 nights ago, but he's come back and he's kept that calmness. He held his length a lot better today, and that was really successful for him.
Yeah, how did he react to that? I mean, that's part of a big part of a coach's job is not necessarily always technical stuff, but it's also the mental side of it. He got an absolute mauling, didn't he, at Islamabad? And as you said, the length went awry on him. How did he react, and what was the difference today?
Really positively, actually. He looked at his footage, he realised what he was doing. He obviously worked with Alex on that. But yeah, he looked at what he didn't do that well and that successfully, and has put it right today. And I think that's a sign of a very good player, to be that composed after, as you said, things didn't go his way. But that composure is what we want, and we want everybody firing at this stage of the competition. This is the crunch time now, and we're ready to go.
And most importantly, you get 2 chances at it now. Kath, congratulations. Just a really epic performance by the entire team. We'll let you go celebrate now. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, absolute treasure, and what a wonderful addition she's been to the Multan Sultans bowling unit. As we take a little look at the wickets that fell today, well, Mark Butcher, they took all 10.
Yeah, it did. This one was a little bit controversial, I think, or at least there was a bit of banter going on after it. This was hugely important as well. You get rid of Roy first, then get rid of Saud Shakil, and the soft underbelly of Quetta was exposed. Brilliant stuff there from Yasir. Awesome Yorker from David Woolley. I mean, that's not a ball that you'd associate with him. Hard length from Abbas Afridi. Chris Jordan with the sprint skills, and then once he gets there, he's never dropping it. And from that moment on, it was a procession, really. Muhammad Ali picking up the LBW there. Another wicket away from Multan, which will not please his detractors. Excellent review as well from Rizwan and himself, which is another huge part of wicket taking, is having that communication. And then it was the Usama Mir show. He got a little bit of tap early on in the piece and was a little bit over pitching, but then started to find his length. And from there on in, there was just no answer, no comeback from Quetta. Usama really started to rip that googly, which left him a little bit at Islamabad. And David Woolley cleaned up with 3 for at the back end. And there it is, all she wrote. Great leg spinner. I mean, not a great batter that he bowled it against, but a great leg spinner. And he goes even further ahead at the top of the charts.
Yeah, what a bowling performance from the entire unit. A 79-run win as Bazir Khan makes his way into the pitch-side studio. Baz, I mean, Multan Sultans, are they the team to beat now that you've seen that?
Well, they've been top of the charts for so long. They were only pet by Peshawar Zalmi in that last game, and rightfully so. They go into that first qualifier. I suppose if you'd say a team that really deserves that first qualifier, it has to be Multan Sultans because of their consistency. But now it comes to the business end. Now we've seen Spice also return to the HBL PSL.
I thought of you the second that happened.
Absolutely.
You wanted Spice. Iftikhar Ahmed's like, I can do that.
Yeah. and it was all very matey throughout the group stages, all hugs and smiling and all that. And suddenly now, when the game's on the line, when they know what it has stake, things spice up. As he's had a few words as Iftikhar. Jason Roy was frustrated anyway. I think the way that he batted, maybe he deserved a little bit of a send-off, but that's exactly what you want at the HBL PSL, and the reaction, and it just carried on and on.
He didn't like it, did he, Butch?
No, I mean, it's one of those things that once you've got a player out, it's kind of, the job has been done, and some players take great exception to being shown the way off to the dressing room, shall we say. So, listen, if they meet again in the over the course of the finals, then I'm sure that will be rekindled, and Baz will be a very, very happy man. He didn't get enough hugs when he was a kid, did Baz? So he likes seeing people get upset with one another.
Yeah, well, the action on the field is hotting up, and it doesn't stop there, of course, because it's time for the playoffs. After a day off tomorrow, we're straight into the business end of the HBL Pakistan Super League 9. We now know the Multan Sultans will play the qualifier against Peshawar Zalmi on the 14th of March. And Islamabad United, they'll be taking on Quetta in Eliminator 1. Well, whoever wins the qualifier, they go straight through to the big dance. But Peshawar Zalmi or Multan Sultans, either one of them will have to battle it out against whoever wins that Eliminator to the qualifier. And oh my goodness, almost salivating at thinking what we're looking forward to in the next couple of days. Bazir Khan, I mean, it's been a really long tournament, but a really exciting one, and it just feels like it's peaking at the right moment. If we have another final ball thriller, I mean, we didn't tonight, but, gosh, the excitement's been overwhelming.
Yeah, the last 3 days it's been last ball, last ball, last ball. It was, and in Rawalpindi there was a last ball there. So, yeah, and now you come to the playoffs. Now everything is at stake. Now, do you win the toss and put the opposition in? It is not a venue where you do that. It's not as simple venue as the other venues. And you look at the pitch and it can behave differently. It offers something to the spinners as well. So you can't have any preconceived notions coming to the game. Okay, we win the toss, we'll chase. You look at the pitch and you think maybe it runs on the board. So a lot of tactics also come in.
All right, no fence sitting here, gentlemen. I want to know now, we've seen enough. Butch, who is your team? Who has got it?
On surfaces that have played like most of the ones here in Karachi, I can't see anybody beating Multan. But if you do play Multan, for goodness sake, don't stick them in.
Don't let them back.
Don't stick them in. Make them have a chase and give them something to think about in terms of having their pace-dominated bowling lineup. But they look a fabulous side to me. That power hitting through the middle is very frightening. Yeah,
and Bazir Khan, I know you're a Pindi boy, you're an Islamabad boy. Is it United?
No, I'm not backing United.
Okay, well, who is it? Tell me.
I'm going for the underdog. Quetta Gladiators.
Oh, Okay. Well, the first time in 4 seasons
Yeah,
they've made the playoffs.
exactly.
We
They've
didn't
come
see
back.
the best of them today, but
They've
they're
come
better
back,
than that.
and you know Riley Russo has to come good. If he does come good, he can win you a couple of games on his own. So I'm still backing Quetta.
And Jason Roy as well, Butch. I mean, we haven't seen the best of him for quite a while now, but when he goes off, he goes big.
Yeah, listen, there are fabulous players in all of the teams. You know, any of them on their day can beat anybody. The only thing that's been missing so far is the crowd, right? So if you're in the Karachi area, or if you're supporting any of these other teams, get yourselves down here to the National Stadium for these finals, okay? Please.
And also a super over.
Oh,
he
stop
wants
it,
to
Bassett.
super.
I'm going to
Yeah.
cut you off right there. Let's take a little look, of course. The first game we're going to see in the playoffs is between Peshawar Zalmi and the Multan Sultans. That's all from us at the Pitchside Studio. Thank you for joining us for the round games, but the action's hotting up, so we'll see you in a couple of days.